you've been feeling tired more often, waking up at unusual hours, or getting dizzy when you stand. But you chalk it up to getting older. But what if those everyday annoyances aren't just aging? What if they're your body's quiet way of saying something's wrong? Feeling groggy in the morning, noticing swollen ankles, or struggling to stay focused might actually be early signs that your heart, brain, or kidneys are under silent strain. More than 70% of adults over 60 already have elevated blood pressure, and many don't even know it. According to the National Institute on Aging, this quiet pressure slowly stiffens arteries, weakens the heart, and reduces blood flow to vital organs, all without causing obvious symptoms. Hi, it's Vernon again. In today's video, I'll share 7 blood pressure mistakes that seniors should avoid to protect your heart, your brain, and your independence. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. High blood pressure usually does not show obvious early symptoms for you to notice. Because of this silent danger, I will analyze deeply the various aspects of this condition in upcoming videos. So, a single click from you today could help someone else know my channel, and from that, they can learn essential lessons to stay longer and healthier. The knowledge is free. The choice to act is yours. So don't wait. Let's protect ourselves and the people we care about together. Now, let's start with a critical mistake most people overlook every single morning. Mistake number 1. Skipping or misusing blood pressure medication. A few years ago, I made a mistake that nearly cost me everything. My blood pressure was finally stable, so I stopped taking my meds. I felt fine, no more headaches, better sleep. But 3 weeks later, I was rushed to the ER, dizzy and disoriented, on the edge of a hypertensive crisis. What I didn't realize was this. It wasn't me getting better. It was the medication doing its job. And once I stopped, the pressure came back with full force. According to the American Heart Association, 45% of seniors make this same blood pressure medication mistake. Add diagram. Pill bottle next to a clock, with a red warning sign flashing missed dose. After this warning sign to my body, I changed everything following my doctor's advice. Anchor medication to daily habits. Keep pills near your toothbrush or morning tea to build consistency effortlessly. Use phone reminders and schedule checkups. Set alarms and use apps like Medisafe to track doses and follow-up visits. Request once daily meds and fewer side effects. Ask your doctor about 24-hour options to simplify your routine and avoid complications. So I followed through, anchored my medication to my morning routine, used reminders, and stuck to my doctor's plan. Within 6 weeks after, my blood pressure dropped from 158/98 to a steady 124/76. Trust me. At our age, we often downplay our symptoms, thinking we know our bodies better than the doctor. But sticking to your prescribed medication isn't just important, it's life-saving. Now be honest with me. Have you ever stopped taking your blood pressure meds because you felt better? If so, what happened next? Your story might be the wake-up call someone else needs, so don't hesitate to share it in the comments below. Stopping medication on your own is a common mistake among seniors, but the next mistake is even more deceptive, quietly hidden in your daily meals and often overlooked until it's too late. Let's talk about it in the next number 2. Mistake number 2. Ignoring hidden sodium in foods. You think you're doing well by skipping the salt shaker, but here's the hard truth. Up to 75% of the sodium seniors consume daily comes from processed and packaged foods, not the salt you add at the table. And for those of us dealing with high blood pressure after 60, this is dangerous. Sodium quietly raises blood pressure by forcing your body to hold onto water. This increases blood volume, stiffens arteries, and overworks the heart. You might not notice anything until swelling in the legs, morning headaches, or blurred vision start creeping in. According to the American Heart Association, excess sodium increases the risk of stroke, heart failure, and kidney disease, especially in older adults, whose kidneys are less efficient at excreting salt. Let's fix this with a smarter approach. Read every label. Even low-fat or heart-healthy foods can contain 400 mg plus per serving. Stay under 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day if you're over 60 according to AHA guideline. Rinse canned foods, cook from scratch more often, and season with herbs, lemon, garlic, or vinegar instead of salt. A low-sodium lifestyle isn't about bland food. It's about clear arteries, stronger heartbeats, and fewer ER visits. My friends, don't let hidden salt become a silent threat to your health. It's not just about flavor, it's about pressure building quietly inside your body. So next time you reach for a packaged meal, think twice. Because protecting your heart isn't about eating less, it's about eating smart. The first two mistakes might sound familiar. After all, most seniors have heard about salt and medication, but the next five, they'll likely surprise you. These are hidden traps buried in your daily routines. So subtle, you may have believed they were the right things to do. Let's uncover the third mistake now. Mistake number 3. Not monitoring your blood pressure at home. One of the most dangerous blood pressure mistakes seniors make is assuming that yearly checkups are enough and even good for your health. But high blood pressure after 60 isn't something you feel until it's too late. The lightheadedness, fatigue, or brain fog you're experiencing might already be signs of damage in progress. According to the Mayo Clinic, blood pressure can fluctuate by up to 30 points in a single day, depending on stress, meals, or even posture. And if you're only getting one reading at the doctor's office, especially when you're anxious or rushed, it could be wildly inaccurate. This is especially critical for seniors. As we age, blood vessels stiffen, and medication responses change, meaning home monitoring becomes not just helpful, but essential. Here's what I recommend starting today. Use a validated digital upper arm monitor. Remember that you should not use a wrist cuff instead, because they're more accurate. So try to invest to buy a FDA-cleared upper arm BP monitor, because it is worth at least your 10 years living longer. Measure at the same time daily, ideally morning and evening, before meals. Keep a log. Apps like HeartWise or a simple notebook will help spot trends over time. And here's the numbers you should aim for. According to the American Heart Association and National Institute on Aging, for most adults over 60, a normal blood pressure target is below 130/80ths mmHg means ideal range. 139/80ths 89 mm/Hg means elevated. May require lifestyle adjustments. 140/90ths mmHg or higher means high blood pressure, stage 2. Needs medical attention. Remember, consistency matters more than one perfect number. Your readings may naturally fluctuate, but if you often see numbers above 140/90ths, especially combined with symptoms like dizziness or vision problems, it's time to talk to your doctor. This is something every senior should know, especially if you or someone close to you has a history of high blood pressure after 60. Sharing this video could help someone avoid a stroke tomorrow. It also reminds me why I do this. To bring life-saving knowledge to those who need it most. So don't wait. Click share and let's protect more lives, one heartbeat at a time. Mistake number 4. Ignoring stress. The daily trigger you can't see. Even if you're eating clean and taking your medication, your blood pressure after 60 can still rise if one hidden trigger stays unchecked: chronic stress. And here's the dangerous part: stress isn't just an emotion, it's a full-body chemical reaction. When you're under pressure, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol hormones that tighten your blood vessels, raise your heart rate, and quietly spike your blood pressure, even when you're at rest. The Mayo Clinic warns that chronic stress can lead to long-term hypertension, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. Seniors are especially vulnerable because stress hormones take longer to clear from the body as we age. We often downplay the signs. Waking up at 3 a.m. and lying awake, feeling tense in your shoulders, snapping at loved ones, or simply zoning out. But these are red flags. To bring things back into balance, practice 10 minutes of deep breathing every morning. AHA research shows it can lower systolic pressure by 5-10 points. Take a short walk, outdoor sunlight, and movement reduce cortisol by up to 30%. Write in a journal, pray, or simply talk to someone. Let your stress out instead of holding it in. Stress may be invisible, but its damage isn't. Don't let it sit in silence. Now, here's what most people miss. Even if you're doing everything right physically, the next mistake may still undo all your progress. Diving into and finding the solution in mistake number 5, because this one often hides in plain sight. Mistake number 5. Sitting too much. My wife used to remind me every afternoon, "Vernon, you've been sitting there too long." I brushed it off, editing videos, answering emails, reading the news. But slowly, my blood pressure crept higher, and I felt more tired, even short of breath after short walks. Turns out, she was right. According to the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, long periods of sitting can stiffen arteries, reduce circulation, and raise blood pressure after 60, even if you're taking meds and eating well. The issue isn't just a lack of exercise, it's too much sitting without breaks. Blood flow slows, pressure builds, and your heart has to work harder, especially in older adults. Here's how I fixed it, and you can too. Stand up every 30 to 45 minutes, stretch, walk to the kitchen, or do shoulder rolls. Take a short walk after each meal to help stabilize post-meal BP spikes. Use timers or smartwatches to remind you to move. It takes less than 3 minutes. Even small movements protect your heart. Since making these changes, my energy has returned, and my wife doesn't have to remind me anymore. Thanks for still being here with me till now. To repay your kindness, we'll look at a hidden daily habit that seems harmless, but could be silently raising your blood pressure every morning and night. It's almost the most dangerous mistake that seniors must avoid. Mistake number 6. Using caffeine or alcohol in the wrong ways. For many seniors, a hot cup of coffee or a glass of wine feels like comfort, but used at the wrong time, they can quietly push blood pressure into the danger zone. Caffeine acts fast. It tightens blood vessels and speeds up your heartbeat. The Mayo Clinic warns that in older adults, even moderate caffeine can raise blood pressure by 5 to 15 points and keep it elevated for hours. Alcohol poses a different risk. It interferes with medications, disrupts sleep, and leads to dehydration, all of which make blood pressure harder to control. My best friend James had a routine: 2 coffees before his morning walk. He thought it boosted his energy, until his blood pressure climbed to 160/95. His doctor made the connection. Caffeine plus exertion was straining his heart. James adjusted 3 small things. 1 cup only, always before 9 a.m. Switch wine to lunch instead of bedtime. Measured his BP after caffeine to track effects. Within 6 weeks, his BP dropped to 128/80. No more lightheaded mornings. His wife said he finally looked calm again. Comfort shouldn't come at the cost of your heart. Sometimes, it's not what you enjoy, it's how and when you enjoy it that makes all the difference. It's easy to overlook how daily habits like coffee or wine affect your blood pressure, until the damage is already done. Please, don't wait for your body to sound the alarm. And now, let's move to mistake number 7. One that quietly puts your health at risk, simply because you stay silent when you shouldn't. Mistake number 7. Going to the doctor unprepared. It sounds simple, but walking into your appointment without a clear list of concerns, questions, or symptoms is one of the most overlooked mistakes seniors make, especially when dealing with high blood pressure after 60. You may think, I'll just tell the doctor what's important when I get there. But under pressure or time limits, we often forget the very things that matter most. According to the National Institute on Aging, up to 40% of older adults leave appointments without fully understanding their diagnosis or treatment plan. That's not due to memory loss, it's because the conversation wasn't complete. Here's how to stay one step ahead. Write down new symptoms, side effects, or questions at least 1-2 days before your appointment. Bring your blood pressure log if you monitor at home. Patterns matter more than a single reading. List all supplements or over-the-counter meds you're taking. Some can raise BP or interfere with prescriptions. These small steps mean fewer surprises and better decisions. It's not just about showing up, it's about showing up prepared. Conclusion. If you've made one of these 7 blood pressure mistakes, you're not alone. Millions of seniors do. But the truth is, high blood pressure after 60 doesn't need to steal your independence, your energy, or your future. If you act now, let's quickly recap what to fix starting today. Don't stop your medication early. It's working even when you feel fine. Avoid hidden sodium in foods. Salt isn't just in your shaker, it's lurking in canned soup, deli meat, and crackers. Monitor at home regularly. A once-a-year reading at your doctor's office isn't enough. Manage chronic stress. Cortisol and adrenaline quietly raise your BP even while you rest. Break up long sitting periods. Just 3 minutes of movement every hour protects your heart. Be mindful of caffeine and alcohol. The wrong time or dose could push your numbers dangerously high. Come prepared for appointments. A list of symptoms and meds could make or break your treatment plan. Every small change adds up. Whether it's reading a label, setting a reminder, or just standing up more often, you're reclaiming your health. If this video helped you catch one mistake you've been making, leave a comment and share your experience. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more heart smart tips, and share it with someone you care about. Remember, knowledge is free, but action is life-saving. Besides high blood pressure, I also create videos covering other senior health issues and conditions that can lead to sudden, fatal. If you want to take comprehensive care of your health, I highly recommend visiting my Critical Health Signs 55+ playlist to learn more essential tips and warnings that could save your life. This is Vernon, and see you in the next video.